Hi there, and welcome back to another exciting, interesting episode of Unusual Eunice Certitude. First off, I would like to say thank you to every one of you always tuning in every Saturday 10 a.m. Words can't really, I don't have words to appreciate you guys enough. Okay, so on this week's episode, it's another fun packed episode this week. For starters, I have two amazing superstars with me today, and we're going to delve into the issue of relationship here in diaspora. As we all know, we are Nigerians, and obviously we have a way we do our things, or I would say we have a way we already know, right? But now we're here in Canada. I want to share their views, whether, what it's like, whether it's better, whatever challenges they're facing, of which that I am facing too. So I have two amazing people in the house today. So please get your popcorn, get your wine, whatever works for you, and join us on this amazing journey today on Unusual Eunice Certitude. And lest I forget, my name still remains Eunice Mambo. Okay, first up, I would like to introduce one of our finest actors here in Canada. I would not say he's upcoming, but well, he's gradually gaining his clouds. He's gradually coming out there, and we're beginning to notice him. And he's also a strong member of Black Actors Guild of Canada, and that's another thing I would like us to talk about. So, with no further ado, I'd like everybody here to help me welcome no other person other than Olasheni Bokini, aka Blaze. Hey Blaze, how are you?
Yeah, hi, I'm good. Good morning,
Uh,
Eunice.
Good morning, Blaze. I'm so excited having you here this morning because I have issues I want us to touch on. It's been something that's been affecting every one of us, regardless of the gender or the age. But before we go into that, let's get to meet you, Blaze. Who are you? Who is Blaze? Let's get to meet you in your voice.
Well, my name is Olasheni Bokimi. I'm from Lagos. I'm also known as Blaze. I'm
Mm,
an actor
mm,
as well as a business analyst, and I'm
mhm,
also into cryptocurrency as well. So basically, this is me. I live in Canada, Toronto to be precise, and I'm an open book. This is all me.
mm.
Yeah.
Uh,
To further add to it, I'm also one of the directors of the Black Actors Guild in Canada, which is
mhm,
a platform where we use to help black actors in Canada in general.
mm. Do you mind shedding a bit of light on Black Actors Guild of Canada? What's it about?
Yes, this was what brought about black actors. We realized the fact that in North America, let's say for example, we've noticed the black actors are not really getting the kind of roles they should get. They're not really getting the roles they should get, even though they're talented. So we came up with Black Actors Guild to help showcase the black actors we have in Canada, to help them, project them, give them the publicity they want, and help them get into limelight. So basically, it's not just for known black actors; it's also an avenue for us to train upcoming actors as well. Those that have passion in acting, those that
Mm,
have passion in production. So it's not just about actors as well, because we also have platform whereby we bring in the new directors, new DOP and all
mhm.
that. As long as movie production is concerned, and as long as you're black, regardless of what race or what country you're from, as long as you're a resident in Canada, you have the opportunity of becoming a member of Black Actors Guild Canada, and it gives you the platform whereby you can then showcase yourself, or you can also learn and grow into becoming, the better version of you as an actor.
Wow, 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 wow. That's you know. Yes, I am also a proud member of Black Actors Guild of Canada. But maybe, maybe we all, never really heard it. The way you just, analyzed it now, it's beautiful. And how about if we have people out there that are willing to be a member of BAG? What are they supposed to do?
So basically, we have a website where you can always go in and register to become a member. And once you register, we also have a WhatsApp group where we disseminate information. And we're also open on having a Telegram group because as time goes, we're gonna keep having more members, and we
Mm-hmm.
can have all these members on WhatsApp. So we're gonna have the Telegram group whereby we can accommodate as much as we can. And we have a lot of projects lined up for this year, 2020. At least we will be shooting at least a featured film in 2021.
Wow, wow. Okay, well, guys, you've heard it. If you're interested in acting, producing, directing, whatever, just what are they supposed to do? Go online and register on Black Actors Guild of Canada, right?
Yes. So
Okay,
we're going to probably drop the link below. So for
okay,
those interested, they can actually
okay.
check the website and get more information about BAG. And for those that live in Canada, for instance, and they want also become a member, they can get all the information from the website. Or probably you can also drop the link to the WhatsApp group as well for them to join.
Good. So, the group now, if what if you're not black? You can't be a member of the group if you're not black. Well, the
Like
title
we said,
says it already.
it's Black Actors Guild, but we give options to people that are non-black as well that want to be involved. But basically
Okay.
it's predominantly black anyway.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That sounds good. That's okay. So, well, you guys, you heard it already from Blaze. I think if you're trying to showcase your talent, Bag is somewhere you should be because, like you said, that right now they have things and they're shooting back to back. I'm sure everybody wants to be a part of that production. Well, Blaze, before we go, there's something you said I would also like for you. Everywhere I go now, I hear about cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency. Please, you want to tell us what is cryptocurrency?
Well, basically, cryptocurrency is as well. You can also term it as digital currency, and that is the future.
Mm-hmm,
Now,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
as we all know, our Canadian dollars, our US dollars, our Nigerian naira, they lose value every day
mm,
because let's say, for instance, whatever you got for $2,000 3 years ago, by now it's probably be selling for like $3,500, which means you have to spend more dollars to get the same product you got for $2,000 2 years ago. That means
yeah,
that the dollar, the money, the naira value, that's the money value, the paper money is
yeah.
losing value. And a lot of
Oh,
companies are beginning to tap into it. For instance, Elon Musk has
mm-hmm,
already is already buying Bitcoin, for instance. Now
yes,
I would use the word more like a battle between Elon Musk and Bill Gates on who's buying more Bitcoin because these guys are seeing it that this is the future. And aside from that, it is decentralized. You know, there is no centralized body controlling cryptocurrency, which means everybody is a stakeholder. Do you understand? You control your resources. Do you understand? So at every point in time when you buy cryptocurrency, you're in charge. No one controls it. There's no central bank controlling cryptocurrency. So the fact that it's decentralized, it gives you freedom.
hmm.
And it gives you authority, it gives you power over your own finances.
And I don't know how much of this Nigerians know, but the whole world seems to be tapping into cryptocurrency right now, and Nigerians don't. I mean, did you see the governor of central bank, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, telling Nigerians to be careful about Bitcoin and what have you? It's a scam. It's a dark world. Is this, is that? I'm saying to myself, I'm glad you're here telling us about this. What's your advice for Africans or Nigerians as to, do you really advise them to go ahead with cryptocurrency, or you what's your advice?
I would say go for cryptocurrency because the Nigerian government don't they don't have us they don't have they don't have us in mind. They
Mhm.
don't have us at heart. And
Mhm.
as sad as it is, they're just copying China. And China, we all know how they treat their citizens. They don't treat their citizens right as well. You understand?
Mhm.
Because of the
Mhm.
system of government that is run in China. So basically, Nigeria as well, the Nigerian government, they don't have our interest at heart.
Mhm.
Cryptocurrency has nothing to do with Central Bank of Nigeria, and they
Yeah.
have no control over it. You understand?
Yeah.
That's why they're not happy about it. And this is a way, this is a legit way where youth people can actually make money. You
Hmm.
understand? So cryptocurrency is legit. I remember telling some couple of guys last year about the second largest cryptocurrency called the Ethereum. And as at then, it was one Ethereum was selling for like $210. And I told them that in the next 12 months, Ethereum is going up as high as $2,000. You know,
And
some of
that,
my friends that keyed into it. I have a friend that keyed into it right away, and in 2 months, he made over $40,000 in 2 months. And in less than 8 months, one Ethereum had gone up to $1,900. Though it went back to like 1,400, but Ethereum is going to be another crazy thing aside from Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin as of last year was $9,000 when I was talking to my friends about it. Right
hmm,
now, Bitcoin has moved from $9,000 to $51,000.
I heard. I mean, what kind of business in this world can you do that will give you that much
That
return?
kind of money. So you can imagine if that is like almost like 500% profit. So which means if you invest about $100,000, let's say $1,000, you probably would have made over $5,000 to $6,000 within that space without doing
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
means the more you invest, the more money you make.
And
It's
this
as
is
simple
not
as that.
another MMM or whatever world kind of. I mean, if people like Elon Musk and this other guy,
And yeah, Bill Gates. And not just
yeah,
that. There's a
all of
new
them are
there's
putting
a
their
new
money in
development
now.
in cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Ethereum, which is the second largest cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin are moving to stock exchange real soon. And
Oh,
the new trend is that Bitcoin before the end of 2021 is going to be over $100,000,
whoa.
while Ethereum that goes for $1,000 will be going for nothing less than between $10,000 to $15,000.
I just hope a lot of people right now are going to take this opportunity. I mean, it's time for us to also tap in. I hope a lot of people are listening to this and they're going to take this opportunity and go forward. I think cryptocurrency is the way forward right now.
Yeah, because
Anyway,
if you look at $210 to $1,900, that is crazy increase.
crazy. I don't even see what kind of business you're going to go into and make that kind of return. So,
Exactly.
and it also sounds scary because when you hear this and you start to think like, oh wow, I'm gonna make all that back doing nothing. You know, it sounds scary, right? That's why some people are still saying, oh, maybe it's gonna crash, or oh, maybe this is gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna crash or not.
Well, when it comes to cryptocurrency, as long as you now it's digital currency, and we have over 5,000
Mm-hmm.
digital currency in the world. You understand? So
Mm-hmm.
another thing is knowing what to buy, at the right time, and knowing when to sell, and knowing when to flip from one cryptocurrency to another. People are making good money from cryptocurrency. There are different platforms where you can actually join, and
Mm-hmm.
they will teach you these things where you can understand how to buy, when to sell, and when to rebuy. Yes, so yeah, but I'm also involved in a couple of platforms like ToKnowIt.com. They do well, and people are making
Mm-hmm.
crazy money from ToKnowIt itself through farming. Because then you're farming. So farming is all about planting and harvest. It's about planting
Mm-hmm.
and harvest. When you plant at the right time and you
Yeah.
harvest at the right time, then you make your profit. Then you go back and buy. You understand? That's farming,
Mhm.
and people are making money from it.
Wow. Wow. Well, I think we should make things like this. We should talk about it more often so people would know. Like well, people
Yeah,
like
because
me just
cryptocurrency, it's a whole new talk. It's a very wild topic on its own. There's a lot to talk about
oh.
here when it comes to cryptocurrency. It's not something you can just discuss quickly. It's a very wild. It's broad.
So I hope someday, you give us the privilege of having you here again. Then you have to come tell us about cryptocurrency because I mean, it's time. It's time. It's time we put that out there. It's time people start to, I mean, for black people, I always say, it's time for them to know that this is real. Stop being scared. Everybody's making it around you here. You're sitting down and you're scared of taking risk. I mean, I
Exactly,
don't know.
because that's life for you. Life is all about risk.
Yeah, true, true, true. Well, Blaze, thank you so much for that cryptocurrency lecture. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna make sure I call you again so that I'm gonna make sure I call you again so that you're going to enlighten me more on cryptocurrency. But today I would like us to talk about relationship in diaspora
All right.
because well, you are Nigerian, I am Nigerian. We know what relationship is like back home. So let's start with how would you describe relationship in this part of the world or
Well,
in
I'll say
diaspora for you?
for Nigerians, for me, I would say based on the notion that people have, there's this notion, there's this thing at the back of most people's head when they get here.
Mm-hmm.
First you're not in your country, you're trying to settle down, which means you're trying to put your foot on the ground, maybe
Mm,
to become something, you understand. So it's
yeah,
more like you're trying to start afresh because you're in a new
yeah,
country with a new system, you know.
yeah.
So there's always this. Well, a lot of people are skeptical about relationship when it comes to them meeting someone else in diaspora because there's this idea that, oh, you know this guy doesn't really, or this lady doesn't really want this. They just do it because of time, you understand. So it's hard for you to find them someone who's really ready to commit. So I would
Mm,
say the problem you would find here in Canada is more or less commitment. You would find that a lot of people don't want to commit themselves into any relationship because they feel at the end of the day it probably won't work out. So they are going in starting relationship with a negative thought.
mindset.
They're not mindset exactly. So the mindset is not positive enough for them
Hmm.
to say, okay, I'm going to this relationship because this is where I want to go. So there's no pathway to where the relationship is heading towards. So they're just doing it for doing sake. You understand? Unlike back home, where when you meet a guy, you know, you want to know, or the guy, you want to know what the relationship is leading to. It's different, you know, and it's sad
Hmm.
that you're here. It doesn't mean that we don't find some relationship that end up in marriage. You understand? But the numbers are few. The numbers are few. You understand? So
Hmm.
that's the way I see it anyway.
So would that be from a man's perspective? Like is it the men having the mindset of, oh, I just want to be there all in the name of being in a relationship? Or you're saying both male and female? Because I know a lot of we ladies out there, we want a good relationship, but the men are not even forthcoming. So are you saying this is what the men's fears are? Oh, because maybe she won't take me seriously, or well, are you saying this from the stance of the men, or you're saying generally?
I'm saying generally,
Mm,
in a sense that yes, the men, now from the men's point of view, they're like, oh,
mm,
um, it's both ways. The men are looking at
mm,
the ladies like the ladies are not ready. The ladies are looking at the guys that the guys are not ready. So even if the guy who is ready walks up to a lady, in her head they are the same.
mm,
You understand? So because you already have it in your head that this guy coming might not be serious, you understand? but you just want to try him out. You get because,
Hmm.
but you have to go in fully to be able to be convinced that this guy is really who he says he is. But if you are being skeptical from day one, it's going to be hard for you to truly trust in him that he's really genuine. This is what he wants. But the most important thing, but it boils down to the lady. You understand? Because if the guy
Okay.
wants it and the lady is actually at the back of her mind that the guy is not going to be serious, then she won't take him serious. And
Mm-hmm.
we live in a country whereby time is very, very crucial. You understand? Because we're all working,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
a lot of us are working
Mm-hmm.
double shift.
Yeah.
So another thing is to spend time with each other. Is another challenge. Maybe the guy is living like he's living somewhere in North York. Let's say, for instance, the girl is living in Kitchener. They're all both in Toronto,
Mm-hmm.
and their work schedule, for instance, is not even the same. When she's working, you know, is off. When he's
That's true.
working, she's off. You understand? So they don't
That's
get to,
true.
to communicate very well because you can't be at work and be making phone calls, for instance. You understand? So which means you only have
Mm-hmm.
the time
Mm-hmm.
to talk when you're not working. You understand? So these are the
Mm-hmm.
little challenges where communication is also a problem. Getting to see each other because you need to see each other. You understand? You need to talk more. You need to spend time with each other.
Hmm.
You need to go out more to be able to learn. But if you don't get all these things, this quality time, then you don't get to know yourselves better. Then there's a problem in bonding.
Hmm. Hmm.
So those are one of the little issues we go
I
through.
love your analysis, and I quite agree. I quite agree with you. But okay, so I okay in Nigeria, you have a girlfriend. It's easy for you to either yell or scream like sit down there. But here, you can't tell her sit down there. I mean, she's gonna tell, oh, we have equal rights. Oh, you can talk to me like this. Oh, you can, all these things are becoming um like I don't know. I think most things affecting the relationship, it's why are the men even scared to start with? The men are scared because they feel, oh, if I go into a relationship, okay, we've had experiences with women having issues with their man or their spouse. Eventually, they call the police and all that. Would that be a part of why the men are also scared to have a relationship in diaspora? Because they seem to always want to go back home and get the girlfriend from home, which when they eventually bring her down here, she's most likely even worse than the kind. I don't know. You tell me what you think about that.
Well, I don't think that should be an excuse whereby you tell me because you want to meet a lady here and you're scared of being with her because of the fact that maybe she might call the cops on you. Like you said, if you bring a lady from Nigeria, you're bringing her here too. You understand? If you
Mm-hmm.
bring a lady from
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria, you're
Mm-hmm.
bringing her
Mm-hmm.
here to Canada into the same system. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's the way it works. So if you
Oh
bring a
wow.
lady here, if you bring a lady here in Canada to Canada, for instance, where is she going to live? It's going to be in Canada. It's the same system that you're avoiding that you're eventually going to be in. So if you meet a lady here and you like her, there's no point. You shouldn't be scared of the fact that maybe because of the system. No, 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 no. As long as you know what you're doing, as long as you're doing the right things and you're you
Mm.
know just simple things.
Blaze,
Uh,
just give me a minute. Please give me a minute. Welcome, welcome, Folashade. Folashade is our second guest on the house today. I'm so excited she's here. I don't know, there's something about beautiful women and time. They never keep the time. And that's what
I'm
we're
so
talking
sorry.
about here.
I'm so
Folashade,
sorry, guys.
welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm glad you're here because Blaze has been killing me here. What we're talking about relationship. But before we extend it to you, can we get to meet you, Folashade? Who is Folashade?
Um, my name is Afolashade Quadri. I'm a Nigerian. I'm from Ogun State. I live here in Canada, Ontario precisely, and I'm a single mom. And I've had my fair share of relationships and all its whatever it comes with.
Hmm.
So Yeah, I think I might be a good mouthpiece for the women on this show.
Amazing. Oh my God, this is amazing. Okay, Blaze, are you ready? Okay, so
I was born ready.
cool. So, Shadi, we're talking about um relationship in diaspora. How do you see relationship here in Canada as the relationship in Africa where you're from? What's the difference? What's the um um
Are we talking relationship amongst Nigerians, or we're talking in general?
in general, like no, well, with Nigerians here and with
Okay.
Nigerians in Nigeria?
Okay.
What are the challenges? That's
Um,
what we are.
I would say in Nigeria, marriages are not 50-50, unfortunately. The women are really disenfranchised, and they have to endure a lot back
Mm,
home.
mm,
But out here, it's a 50-50 thing.
mm,
It's like a contract. You do your part, I do my part.
mm,
And yeah, basically that. I will tell you categorically the sense of entitlement the African man comes with, that he was raised with, that he
mm,
grew up seeing other
mm,
men display,
mm,
is very, very high, and it destroys a lot of things.
mm,
Um, yeah, I would really say back home, the men are allowed to get away with a lot of things. But
mm.
here, I mean, you have to do right, or there will be consequences. So,
Cool. So is that why people don't kind of take relationships serious here? Because they feel it's hard for them to control their women here in Canada.
mm, control, that word control on its own is doesn't sound right.
African men love to control their women.
I
In
know.
some
So, for example, when I came in before you brought me on, actually, I heard you guys talking about bringing women from back home
mm-hmm,
and all of that. Let
mm-hmm,
me say something about that.
mm-hmm,
From back home, like I started with the sense of entitlement and men getting away with a lot of crazy stuff, they come here with that same mentality.
mm,
But when they date a Jamaican, they act right.
mm,
When they date a white woman, they act right.
mm,
Because my people will say, excuse me, ìwọ ò ní wọn kún, èmi ò ní gbà láàbọ̀.
mm,
If
mm,
it was for foreign women who are not African, who are not Nigerian, there's a standard for a relationship. I mean, primarily it has to be 50-50. That's the basis of it,
mm-hmm,
you know.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So you can figure out the rest from there. You can't dish out nonsense like it won't be accepted. And they know how to act when they are with these people. Only
mm,
few, I would say maybe 5% of the ones who have experienced foreign women will go back and now treat the African woman better. Most of these people just they relapse back into their old ways. They revert back to that. When they are with a Nigerian
mm,
woman or an African woman, they just think by default you should be able to handle stress and life and crazy stuff better. They just believe you should be able to endure as a virtuous African woman, which is
mm.
not right. We all have feelings, right? So
I
now
I
coming back
I
to
love
people,
that. I love
yeah.
that.
Now coming back to people bringing women from back home. If you're a good man, like I always say, I have a lot of arguments with men all the time. If you're a good man, no woman will just come and flip on you and just change on you. Women are not wired that way. Of course, there's
Mm,
a very little percentage of women that
mm,
no matter what you do for them, they will still misbehave. I mean, that's not the point here. But
mhm,
generally,
mhm,
women are not wired to want to be rebellious, or they just want a king. Like, be my king, right? Treat me right, respect me,
mm,
and I mean, cherish me.
mm,
That's all it takes. I mean, so when
mm,
you come with that mentality of an African man, and you come into this system and want to still be giving out all those things, I mean, she's not gonna take it. She's now in a system where the women are more supported, and she
mm,
doesn't have to take this. So that is when it becomes like she changes.
mm.
Some of
Okay,
these men
so
have no career at all. They send her to school, you tell her to go do nursing, but you are home doing nothing. You don't have a business, you don't have a career. And when she blossoms into whatever she will blossom into after all the struggle going to school and doing all of that, you expect her to live her life for you because you sent her to school. Oh, so you were sending her to school to come and be your slave? I
mm,
mean,
mm, mm.
the typical African man wants a strong woman for his sister, for a daughter, for a mother. But when it comes to
But not
dating
for a
one or
while.
marrying one, they don't want you to be independent and be able to speak up. So it's a problem.
Okay, Folashade, hold on. Blaze right about now, I'm sure he's wondering, hello, excuse me, hello. So Blaze, what have you got? You heard Folashade's point. What do you think?
Well, I would say if I'm going to actually comment on that based on my own personal my person and the kind of people I work with, I would say that kind of life of men doing what she's saying is something I would say happened back in those days because things are changing.
Hmm.
Now, with the kind of men friends I have, I don't see. I believe because even marriage is all about how would I put it? It's 50-50. But still,
Hmm.
like we said, okay, I was on a live show yesterday, and we had something we had a conversation that looks some similar to this. Now, we
Okay.
men and women are wired differently. You understand? Now, as a man, I believe the right thing to always do to your wife is always talk, praise her, like tell her at every time tell her she's beautiful.
Hmm.
Treat her right. You
Hmm.
understand?
Hmm.
And even men as well, they love words of affirmation. Do you understand?
Hmm.
Say words to him, appreciate him all the time. Now,
Hmm.
if these two things are done, the home is perfect. Not maybe not perfect, but at least the home is good. There's peace in the house. And
Hmm.
secondly, I don't feel our men, our new men, new generation, our men now will want to stay at home doing nothing and want the wife go work and feed the family. I don't think probably because of the kind of friends I keep anyway. The kind of
Hmm.
friends I keep believe in the fact that regardless of what they do, regardless of what the wife does, first and foremost, rent has to be paid by him. So how
Hmm.
do you pay rent when you're not working?
Hmm.
Do you
Hmm.
understand? Because which means you have to be the one providing the roof over your family. That is first. Do you understand? Provide roof over your family and feed your family. So those are the two things those are the two key responsibility of a man. Provide roof over your family, feed your family, and take good care of your wife and your children. Do you
Well,
understand?
I beg to differ, Blaze. I've seen a lot of relationship and marriages here that both the man and the wife they both pay equally, and well, the wife might be making more money, they might be making the same amount, but what we know as Africans would be the man wants to take care of the home, he wants to pay the bill, he wants to take care of this. I know nobody can do all that here except that person wants to die, but the truth is I've not seen men in a while here in Toronto that wants to foot all the bill. They want to go halfway. I
Well,
just wanted
no,
to.
I want to. My take on this is this: even here in Canada, you shouldn't be 50-50 when it comes to bills. No, there's nothing bad in your wife, supporting, but you shouldn't be 50-50.
Please tell them again. Please say that again.
It shouldn't be it shouldn't be 50-50. Now,
Oh,
no, the major part in terms of bills is the rent. At least cover that. You understand? If you're covering rent and other bills, it's easy for your wife to just trip in, make sure that there's food at home.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
in that way, she's supporting. You understand? And she can also do other things because there are other things she does for the kids that you're not aware of as a father.
Hmm.
There are certain things that she would buy for the kids that she won't come to you to ask for. She will
True,
just do them
true,
as the mother. You
true,
understand? So if you look
true.
at it at the end of the day, she's also spending money.
Hmm.
Apparently.
You understand? The kids need this in school, and the first person they go to is their mom. You understand? And in most cases,
That's
she wouldn't
true.
even go to the dad. She would just go ahead and do it from her
Mm,
own money.
that's true.
You understand?
That's
So
so.
if you look at it from this perspective, that means you at the end of the day, she's leveling up to you in terms of
Mm,
bills. But if you make it look like, oh, everything we're doing in this house is 50-50, then you find out that she's spending more money than you in the house.
that's very that.
You're just
Wow.
a, this man is just a, I don't know what percentage of Nigerian men reason this way.
Mm, okay.
I mean, life will
That's
be
true.
much more better for the African woman if African men
Reason
were
like
this
this.
considerate and
True.
reasonable. They're just
True.
selfish
True.
in so many ways most of the time. That's just the problem.
No, no, I
I
understand where
agree.
you guys are coming from. Though it's sad sometimes when they come here, they relax. They feel like, oh, if this is Canada, everything should be done
Exactly.
50-50. I'm working, she's
I know
working,
a lot of
she's
them
earning, I'm
without a
earning.
career or a job or any kind of business they're doing. They bring these women from back home, maybe with some kind of money they ran into from whatever they do. I mean, on the streets, not anything
Mm-hmm.
legit. They bring the
Mm-hmm.
woman over here, tell her to go to school, go do nursing. It's a very lucrative career. Then she becomes a nurse and she's doing great. You expect her to report every dime that comes into you because you sent her to school. Who does that? I mean, if you're building your woman up, that's absolutely great. But why don't you build yourself up alongside that? Like, why are you stagnant and you're trying to make her grow? Then tomorrow there will be issues because you'll be insecure and all of that. And as the African man, naturally, you want to be the king, right? And
Yeah.
if you're not earning anything and you're not putting anything on the table, how are you a king? You're not a king. In I mean, in such a
Mm,
case, you won't be a king, and then the issues start.
mm.
Insecurity. I mean, little
Yeah.
things you get upset, you get angry, and that's how marriages start to really begin to crumble. You know?
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, if we're
please,
just being, if we all will be more considerate of one another, I think everything will
mhm,
be great.
I agree with you. Which brings me to Blaze. I've always wanted to ask you men this question. So, guy meets a girl, girl falls in love with a guy after listening to whatever the guy has to say. And now, at this point, you as the man realize you don't have that kind of feelings for her. I know it's hard to come out, but I mean, why string her along for the longest time, making her feel, oh, this is my man, oh, this is this. And at the end of the day, you're going to discard her. Do you men know what heartbreak is for women? Do you know how many times we have to, go through that over and over and over again? And I see it happen here in Canada or in Toronto, and why, and I'm saying, why do you think men do that? Do you think, oh, it's not their fault, or how about we looking at it this way, or you just feel, well, that's how we're wired, we can't help it? What do you think, please?
Well, I think as a man, if you're going to do anything at all with a lady, I believe the first thing you need to do is spell it out from day one.
Hmm.
Let her know your intentions.
Hmm.
You understand? Let her know your intention in the sense that, okay, this is what I want. Do you understand? I want us to do so and so. I want us to date, but I'm not looking at getting married to you. Let's just spend time together, So she knows at the back of her head that this thing is leading nowhere. If she's interested and she wants to go ahead, then that's on her.
Hmm.
Because
Well, I mean,
because everything has been
would you just
spelled
tell a
out.
woman like that and you expect her? I mean, some women have some level of dignity. If
No,
you come to
why
me
I'm saying
telling
this
me
is
that,
this. Why I'm saying this is this. As terrible as this sounds, a guy walks up to a girl and tells her, "I like your body." You understand? I just want you. Let's just be together for the fun of it. You understand? This is what I want.
mhm,
The As terrible as it sounds, but he's been honest about it, about the way he feels.
yeah,
Do you
true,
understand?
yeah,
And
yeah.
if the girl is interested, is into him, and she wants something, and she can actually go ahead and do it. In that case, nobody's going to come out at the end of the day and say, "Oh, look at what he did to me." You understand? Because it's been spelled out from day one.
But trust me, by the time the guy tries the first girl, says that to her, I want nothing serious, I just want to get with you. You tell the first girl, she says no. Tells the second girl, she runs away. This guy will come up with some other creative means of getting this woman into his bed.
But trust me, we've seen guys walk up to girls like that, and it has worked.
Well, but that would be a rare case. You and I know that
You
no
understand?
woman.
But
I mean,
in most cases, I don't see a point whereby you should deceive the girl and tell her you're in love with her. This is what you want, but at the back of your mind, you know you don't want
you
this
know
girl.
that's not what you want. Men
You
do it all
understand?
the time.
Because then in that case, you're probably just wasting our time. You
Yeah, like
understand?
I always say it's like men just say, "Hey, lady, please give me some time, give me some attention. I really like you. Allow me to waste your time."
that's, well, the summary of when they're asking you, that's what you hear. That's all. Well, that's what I hear too.
Oh my
It's
God.
true. It's
Allow me
true.
to waste your time.
Yeah, yeah. Allow me to make you
Crazy.
cry. Allow me to
Allow me
break
to
your
break
heart.
your heart,
You
basically.
know. Well, Blaze, I don't want you to think we, the women, are ganging up against the men, but I
No, I
just
understand.
feel,
I get what you're saying. I understand you guys.
you
Go.
know, the men folk, they've been in a relationship. They are the determinant in every relationship. Pretty much, it's been so. But I just feel African men don't know how to. Or is it that African men themselves, they are damaged? They don't. I mean, they don't know how to love.
It's it's
People.
it's from the family units. They just
Okay.
raise the girls and train them and give them all the values and forget the men.
Hmm. Hmm.
I
Hmm.
mean, if you're preparing me this way, you have to know how to cook. You have to know how to do this and do that. As a woman, you don't do this. I mean, if you're preparing me so much for this man, how come he's not even ready for what I'm bringing?
Hmm.
I would say
Well.
I think I agree with Folashade in that area, but I would say it all depends on your upbringing anyway, or your
Okay.
upbringing on how they, like you said, parents spend more time talking to their daughters than they do to their sons. I
Hmm.
would say for me, growing up, my mom always tell me, you don't shout on a woman,
Hmm.
and you never lay your hands on a woman.
Hmm.
You understand? You should
Hmm.
always make sure you respect your wife when you eventually get married. Don't shout on her. You know, don't raise your voice on her. These are things my mom has always been singing into my ears, even when I was a teenager.
Okay.
You
Okay.
understand? So even when I was in school, you understand, she's been saying this. Don't shout on women. Don't do this. Respect women and all that. So this is something she has always been putting in my ears when I was young. And I remember when I was in university, I dated a girl that the sole reason why we broke up was because I don't beat her. Yes, because she's used to being with men that are always rough with her. And each time she says something that she feels I should, go crazy, and I just pull her to the side and talk to her. She's always like, "Who's this? Is this someone human?" Yeah,
Ah.
Oh
Hmm.
my God.
I think there's a name for that, right? That's Sadokism. She likes. I think she
yeah,
likes.
yeah. You understand? So, and some men are just like that. When their
Yeah,
girlfriend says
I
what
know.
they don't
I
like the
have
girl,
a
before you know
friend
it,
that
they
way.
just slap
I
her.
have a
Boom!
friend that likes that.
They just slap the
Mm-hmm.
girl.
And
You
it's
understand?
funny that those kind of girls think that's love. Do you know? They think it's love when you do the. Well, so.
So, like she said, the upbringing matters a lot. The
Yeah.
parents as well. They also have work to do. So as parents, we also need to pay attention to our broad child too, not just the girl. The same
Hmm.
way we're training
I
the
say
girl,
that all the time.
it's the same way we need to train the boys too. We shouldn't just leave them, let
Thank
them do things
you.
on
Thank
their own.
you.
So I think
Yeah.
that's where the problem is coming from. It's from the source.
And it's sad that these men watch their mothers suffer emotionally, sometimes physically, in marriages. They saw their father do these things to their mom.
Hmm.
As children, they were heartbroken along with their mother when these things were happening. It pains them. They were hurt, just like their mom was hurt. about what the things their father was doing. I mean, then you grow up and become the same old monster.
The same thing.
You put your own family through that too. Like, how? You should know better.
That's the part where I say they're damaged too.
I guess.
Because I've seen how children are raised here. They're raised with love. You don't yell at them. They do stupid things that my mom would have broken my head for. And then they get a pat on the back. No, don't do that. And it tells in their relationship. When they have a relationship, it's smooth, it's nice, they have their own whatever too. But when we as Africans were in a relationship, it's like a battleground. It's like a war zone. We come with, I don't know what the mindset, there's always friction. Even some relationships, when they talk, you think they're fighting. We're wearing. I'm like, hello, who are these people? Well, that might be their own thing. But my point is, as Africans, why is it that we in relationship here when we're in diaspora is another thing entirely as to when we are in Africa. The men become the women. I know most men that would
let me tell you, Eunice, some families have Africa in their living room. You just don't know. You see them outside. Some women allow these things to happen, even here. Even as we're saying, some of them change. Some they still endure it here. There are some enduring it. Trust me. It might be very few, but some of these men will treat you the way they treat you back home if you let them. That's just the bottom line. If you say it's different here, it's because the women are not allowing it here. If you let them do it, they will still do it.
No, I'm saying it's different here because, okay, so I would say back home, every day I'll have, like, I'm not exaggerating, 4 or 5 people trying to ask me out, trying to say hello. Here, nobody wants to ask you out. They just have a mindset of,
People are busy. That is another factor. People are busy and stressed out, Eunice.
I think the men, I don't know. I think they're scared. I think they're scared.
And another thing is, people like selective acceptance of civilization or modernization. They want to accept the ones that suits them, that's good for them, or that they think is comfortable and convenient. Like they say, the women from diaspora, they are independent. They split the bill with their partner. How about all the nonsense you give to the African woman that they are not going to take? How about that? And when these people pay all the bills, that's when they think they bought you like a piece of furniture anyway. So make yourself count too. Like Blaze rightfully said, I mean, if it's taking care of the rent and stuff, you have to make sure you have substance. I was in a very abusive relationship in my life. I mean, it was really crazy. And my younger brother would tell me, Shiara Dada, when you arrange yourself, no man will treat you like that. And it's true. So put some value in yourself. Build yourself up. Man, daddy, you want to buy Maggie, you are waiting for your daddy to come. So, I mean, and no two situations are the same with these things anyway. You're never sure what's going on in Mr. Animasham's house compared to, I mean, so there are factors, little factors that really amount to a lot of differences in these things. Like I said, just love and be considerate. Be considerate. Waiting go pain you, go pain me. You should just know. I mean, women are just wired to take pain. Like, no, I know I didn't come to my life to come and undo pain. So if it's gonna hurt you, you should know it will hurt me. Don't do it to me.
I also think men get hurt too, Folashade. Men get hurt.
And it took me a long time to believe that. You can imagine.
Even some men suffer domestic violence. Their wives beat them.
I swear. I- it's so hard to believe, but it
Blaze,
happens.
you
Yeah,
want to
true.
tell us anything you
Yeah,
know
that's
about
true.
that? Okay. Have you ever heard that before, Blaze?
Yes,
Like
yes,
hearing
yes. It
guys
happens.
say,
It happens. Yes, we've seen cases of that. We've seen cases of that. Like I know of a guy in Maryland. This guy
Hmm.
lives in Maryland in America, and if he wants to go out, sometimes his wife tell him sit down there.
Ah, is she big? Is
Yes,
she very big?
huh?
and he won't even dare go
What
out.
has the size got to do,
What's the
Sake?
size of the
And
woman? Is she big?
and they are both Nigerians. She's not that big, but they are both Nigerians. There was a time. A friend of mine was meant to go give him money, and he called him. I was like, "Oh, I'm outside." She told she told the husband to tell the friend that he's not feeling fine. That my wife will come and get it.
Ah,
Yeah, tell your friend that you're not feeling fine. That I will come and get it. She made the husband stay in the house. He went out to get the money.
trust me, I don't want such a man. I want a
So it
man,
Some,
not
happened.
some,
not a weakling.
some men like domineering women. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Trust
so
me,
it
I know.
happens. When it comes to domestic violence, we
It's
have
crazy.
women too that are actually going through the same thing as well as men,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it's
Crazy.
sad, though, but it happens. It happens. But the question is, the difference is this: it's hard for the man to go out and say, "This is what I'm going through." The people will find it hard
Hmm.
to believe him.
Hmm.
He will even be embarrassed, even if they
Yeah,
were going to
exactly,
believe him.
True.
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, these men they go through stuff too.
Sexual abuse. We have some women that do that to men too. But you can't just go out and say as a man and say, oh, I was just sexually abused by a woman. They're like, what you mean? Are you okay? No one's gonna believe him.
Are you saying a woman? Are you saying a woman will automatically rape a man, like
Yes,
sexual?
yes.
Okay.
Where did those
Well,
women
maybe
live?
that's another topic because
That's
I
what I
have
thought,
a big
but
question I've
yes,
always
but it's
thought of
true.
in my
It
head
happens.
when it comes to raping men. Without
It
a
happens.
Okay,
man's contribution, I don't think it can be raped though.
It happens. Please, it happens. I know what I'm saying. It happens.
I
But if
believe
a
you.
man
I
is
know it
not
happens, but
aroused, is
I
it
think
going
the
to
man
be?
likes
Can
it.
you rape him?
I have seen cases like that in diaspora in America. I know of a guy that it happened to. Because then
I think I've heard. I've
if
heard.
it's something you don't want to do, if a guy forces a girl, to have sex with her, even if she's your wife, it's still regarded as
Mm-hmm.
rape.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? So
Yeah.
vice versa. If a
But the
woman
way
forces
the
a guy,
woman's body is designed, you can actually force it on her. I'm just wondering how you force a man without an erection. I mean, I don't
oh,
understand how it happens.
I don't want to go into details, but
Because there has to be an
I have
erection.
cases.
You're right. You're so right.
I have cases. I have cases like that.
But Blaze,
Well, but
hold on.
he has no
Did you
choice.
just hear her? Did you
Hmm?
just hear what she said?
I understand what she's saying.
It takes hold on. It takes an erection for whatever happens to happen, right?
Oh, the
So
woman
if
will
you're
get it.
telling
Will
me
get it. The woman will get the erection. Trust me.
how then that wasn't rape. It takes
The,
you.
the woman will get the erection. Trust me. They know what they're doing.
I believe the men, like you said before, men are just wired differently. Even if their mind doesn't want it, the brain will just respond to
Exactly.
whatever the
That's the way
woman
it
is
works.
doing. Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
I believe so. That's why sometimes you go feel blame them for all their nonsense because their mind
Because
does not want it, but their
like she
brain
said,
will
if
go
it's
and
not
do it.
possible, then how are we hearing cases of going way back home, cases of like when you talk about all these all female schools, how are they raping the gate men? So
Blaze, you have killed me. You have killed Blaze.
we've
You're
seen
gonna
cases
come
like
back
that.
on the
Yeah.
show. You're gonna. You definitely have to.
But definitely you must have heard one or two stories like that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I've heard
Like
it
the
before,
girls
and I
raping the
always
gate
found
man.
it hard to believe. Like, how do you rape
Where
him?
they do it until the man collapses.
Ah,
In some cases, yeah.
Blaze, you have to come back on this show. That's all. Like, okay, so It's been so nice having you guys here. I just don't want you guys to go, but my timeline is an hour, and I'm sure I'm almost rounding up now. So well, I feel so honored to have you guys with me today in the studio. I feel very honored. It's not every day you get to meet Toronto superstars come on the show. I want to say a very big thank you to you, Blaze. And just so you know, guys, Sade is an amazing actor. She's also a member of Black Actors Guild of Canada, and she's doing well for herself. I really appreciate you guys. And if there's one or two words you want to throw out there, please go ahead as well. Right now, against time. Do you have anything to say to your fans out there, both of you?
Well, I'll just say, believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, and work towards it. And before you know it,
Hmm,
the sky is your limit. You'll get there one day.
hmm,
So
hmm,
life, you just need perseverance. That's all.
hmm, hmm. I'll take that. I'll never forget that. How about you, Sade? Tell us something.
Well, like you rightly said, keep pursuing your dreams. It doesn't matter your pace as long as you're not stopping. Just keep going. You're gonna get there eventually. And be good, treat each other right,
Hmm.
and don't do to others what you don't want them to do to you.
Boom. I like that too. Listen, men, stop doing to us what you don't want us to do to you. And stop stringing us along. If you don't want the relationship, just go
Let me
away.
know.
Stop making us fall in love and then we start to go to the corner of our rooms all the time to cry and cry and we're tired of crying.
Yep.
And well, that will be all. And thank you once again, guys. Until I come your way next week, do have an amazing, amazing weekend. Bye, guys.
Dak TV.
Should. I did show.
Dak TV.
That residents in Canada.
Think of just on this amazing.
All dollars in Ireland. So the